Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to an exciting, riveting, and amazing Propagandacast with me, host Imperial Dane, the one, the only Master Propaganda Heroes like defender of the fatherland. Off here to a 1v1 on Taranto Coastline. In this Dumais, fighting here for the German army, Deutschland, the Deutsches Afrika Korps. A bit out of element here, though. Forming up with the 90th Panzergun Division, backed up by elements of the Italian 10th Bersaglieri Regiment. Straight to tank combined arms, obviously with the Bersaglieri. In the south it is Kimbo, fighting for America, freedom, democracy. The 82nd Airborne, Charlie Company, as Baker Company got turned into the Undertaker Company in the previous episode. So, setting out here for freedom and democracy, got pathfinding westwards here. Going in quite aggressively with them, as always, the same element applies. That is, you can get out a lot of Pathfinders very cheap, very fast. Meanwhile, Dumais with the Panzerpioning southwards, the Bersaglieri, and the Kratschützen. Rapidly expanding here. Territorial seat gains for the German army. As always, a big hearty thanks to my patron supporters, allow the Propagandacaster to keep going as it does. So, very big thanks to them and their glorious support for the worth it. Panzerpioneer here, busy by the sun, the fuel points, sandbags, and barbed wire. Got the Pathfinder squad about to move here, so we'll be seeing the first engagement in a few moments. There we go. Panzer Pioneer spotted. Otto there immediately takes quite a few shots into his buttocks. Quickly holding his eyes, well, what remains of his eyes with the heavy cover there. Meanwhile, up north here, Bersaglieri moving forwards. We'll likely see another Bersaglieri squad in a few moments. They do cost a fair bit, but you do get a fairly fast and mobile infantry squad. In particular, with some of the upgrades here, become significantly potent. So Kimbo here, broad approach, keeping the Panzerpioneer occupied their Pathfinders. Half about to run to the Bersaglieri here, more shots fired. M1 Garands versus Carcano bolt action rifles. So serious engagement, Path coming to flank here, the Bersaglieri, there we go. They are getting a lot of damage on the Pathfinders, but with two Pathfinder squads bearing down upon them, the Bersaglieri are ultimately in a pretty tough spot. Here we do have the second Bersaglieri squad rushing in there, trying to come to the aid of their beleaguered brethren, but I fear it will not be in time. And there you go, they are forced to withdraw here. Bersaglieri squad moving forwards, Pathfinders advancing in the south. The fight continues here. Slowly but surely, Otto died from his arse-inflicted wounds. Second Panzerpioneer squad here on the way for Dumais and the 90th Panzergrenadier Division. Pathfinder falling back. There you go with the Kratschützen, and Dumais goes in the offensive now, much more aggressively, shattering fences and perhaps the occasional lemon tree. He charges forwards there, rushing into the Pathfinder's lone health here. They're rushing for nearby cover for the safety of the local architecture here. At which point Dumais just buzzes off, rather than engaging here. More Pathfinder forwards here. Kimbo already going here for the weapon support center here in the south. The engagement continues. The Pathfinder's now suffered loss. There's Robert, drops dead. There you go, catching the Pathfinders here, trying to power out in there. You can see there, Kimbo is forced to abandon the north, and with this, Dumais has also managed to cut off Kimbo, not Nimbo, but Kimbo from the northern resources. Nimbo or Nembo was actually another Italian paratrooper division. There's like two major paratrooper divisions for the Italians, the Folgore and the Nembo, but not Nimbo. Panzerpioneers, the Pathfinders continue the engagement here. We got a third, no, actually not third one, we got take there for Dumais. Pathfinders held here by the Kratschützen, they're rushing with his MG34. Going in pretty hard here up north here. Looks like he wants to grab the fuel pond there, but missing a bit of a misclick there. Can't have time to get there right. We got the Panzerpioneer, the Flamme for 35. A lot of engagement there. Pathfinders come the Kratschützen, force it away in the south. The engagement continues ever so slowly. In terms of performance, they're roughly on the same level. So yeah, it mostly comes down to RNG there on that one. But ground northern field point here. Like, whoever moves in to assist the other, their squad down here in the south probably wins, but so far, neither side can really be asked for it. And I imagine both squads are just screaming down the radio for assistance. God damn it, we got Crouch here! We got 2 men down! We got 2 theirs down, but we need more men here! Fast! It's like, maybe. We're busy elsewhere, man. God damn. So anyways, Pathfinder's the Kratschützen there. Almost got the northern field point. And we got a straight move for the mechanized company here from Dumais, as he calls, looks at him with the 8 against the Americans. Meanwhile, Kimbo with the M3 half-tech being upgraded to the M45 quad mount. Got the mechanized support center up there. Guess he what? There you go, rushing in. Pathfinder spotted by the Kratschützen there. Could get a wipey path. Meanwhile, the cartridge is likely going to get ripped apart with a 50 cal on the half-track here. No, it gets away with the tiniest level of health there. In the end, the Pathfinders are getting up there line. The Panzer units to get out of there as well. So back here, Pathfinders reinforcing. In dire need of that for sure. Going straight for the cuff points here. Dumais came out in that strategy there of just, you know, trying to avoid getting bogged down to like pointless engagement here versus Kimbo, but also messing with Kimbo's economy, ensuring, for example, you know, he can't easily rush out the half-track, but also just as crucially, this half-track doesn't like you then become like a fast Sherman. So there's a lot here going on here in CLC at various levels here between Kimbo and Dumais, two top-tier players here. Pathfinder's catching the Bezier here. Kortman caused an absolute menace. Achterad on the way there for Dumais. That'll certainly be a challenge here for Kimbo. But there will be, I imagine, airdrop paratroopers here with bazookas. Yes, indeed, because he knows what he's up against. He knows what 90% of Deutsches Afrika Korps players would do in this exact scenario, which is push out the Achterad. So, of course, he counters that with a bunch of bazookas. Heading for the southern field point. Up north here, fighting for northern field happening here. We've got mines here as well from Dumais as the Pathfinders there push forward. We've got Panzer moving in as well here. M16 moving in. Things about to heat up here by the northern corner. And there you go. Pathfinders push back, half-doing up there near the mine, but stays clear of it. Outguard ready. Bazooka paratroopers moving in as well here. Kimbo, of course, likely aware that the M16 here will be a big glowing target for anything Dumais might send to wreck it, which would likely be an armored car. So, of course, it keeps the paratroopers somewhat nearby. Panzer Pioneer wiped out. A huge blow here to Dumais. Excellent wipe here for Kimbo. After getting out there, Achterad pursuing here. Grenades off here. Trying to think get a wipe here on the retreating unit. Maybe doesn't. Blows up the first story there, or the ground story there, the building there. Completely wrecking, you know, Grandmama's fine sofa. There's the paratroopers and paratroopers push back to the Panzer Pioneer. Pathfinder's about to get wiped out here. And we got the Achterad going in hard here, trying to catch the half-track here. But the narrow streets are a bit too confusing, and the Achterad ends up disengaging. Perhaps also the threat of more bazooka paratroopers hiding around the corners. Cartridge rushing southwards here. Up here to Kimbo's Dumais base here, right next to the Pathfinders. Kimbo, of course, looking to turn the tables on Dumais and put pressure on him close to home. Dumais filling up with some more mechanized reserves here. 250 half-track filled with hardened assault grenadiers with the mighty MP40. North here, Pathfinders versus the Achterad, holding up the building. Brown and Mars, fine so far. No, nothing but cover from the autocannon, if it even holds up the well. Pathfinders are caught by the 250 half-track and the assault grenadiers ripping through them here with MP40s and the MG34 there mounted on the front here. The Pathfinders are very likely to get wiped here. An excellent kill for Dumais, avenging the loss of the Panzer Pioneer. But there you go, bazooka team ready to halt the advance here of Deutschland. Instead, they hit a tractor. Panzer Pioneer is the Bezieri. Mechanized assault grenade to, of course, deal with that. Kimbo's, grenade as well there, and boom, baby, almost got a wipe here, and the assault grenadiers inside the half-track should be more than adequate to finish off the job. But there you go, cartridge inserted here with the half-track again. And this time, though, it's not 150 cal, it's 4. From that, the cartridge and the bike finally rips apart. And there you go, we got 2 bazooka teams now for Kimbo. Of course, all paratrooper mounted. Now the Achterad here, of course, for Dumais, more armored car goodness to match the American menace here. There you go, bazooka fire on the Achterad there, punching straight through the hull. Pathfinder being ripped apart, that was a Yeti, and the Kakano bolt action rifles. The action here is intense. Something's pushing forward to the MP40s. Their pockets lined with grenades and spare magazines for the MP40s. But there you go, 2 positions versus 1. Achterad is definitely not great here for it. Grenades here hoping to catch him into retreat, but Kimbo saw through Dumais' maneuver and absolutely did not fall for that one. And as all this happening, Dumais is also busy up north here, exploiting Kimbo's hard southern focus. Thumbs up there to Dumais. Back here. I thought for some reason there was an abandoned weapon there. That's just the cartridge there. The wreckage can be selected there. Proximity alarm near our munitions point. Meanwhile, more Pathfinders for Kimbo. Interesting pick here. I figured maybe like go for more paratroopers or something else We'll have to, of course, see when he takes up, but so far, though, Dumais' strategy, of course, in terms of just control the map and sort of picking engagement versus Kimbo is proving to be quite effective. We also got here now the Somaventa, the Caro Amato M1340, and the Pact of Steel here. All very strong choices here. Also, all light. Well, not the Somaventa, but the Caro Amato and Pact of Steel are very likely to get toned down in the future patch. Alongside, I imagine, a good part of Airborne. Up north here, though, Panzer peeling down Mountain on the fuel point, very good. Achrat there hauling its way out of there. Far south here, Besayeri catching the Pathfinders here. An absolute intense match here so far. With few dull moments, half-tank repairs, Achrat sitting out there. Far up north here, Panzer peeling is spotted by the Pathfinders, Besayeri rushing in. Got the M16 moving forward, Bazooka team there, all running cover against any potential Achrats here. By far the biggest threat right now here to Dumais there would be those Bazooka teams, because if his Achrats go down, Dumais is going to be in for quite the melees. Half's about to get ripped apart here. More Bazooka hits there. North, the M16 moving through here, Bazooka pushing back the Pathfinders. But the M16 is a big threat here. Bazooka team's holding back the Achrats here quite well. Predators moving forwards. Far south here, bit of quiet there. M16 are rushing in.
A munitions point is being taken from us.
Rushing northwards here, Bazooka finding the Besayeri. M6 moving there, Bazooka team ensuring the Achrats do not hunt down the M16, finishing off here. Excellent work, and now we got the first Caro Amato M1340 medium tank here. Yes, the Italians consider that a medium tank. They were fairly optimistic about most of the tanks. There was also a later version of this with, you know, small improvements here and there. Like the M1441, I believe. Being suffered here. Rushing towards the south here. Kimbo stabilizing. Buying more time. Seizing points here. Dodging mines. Parators make good use of the train to hold up, making it harder here for just Dumais to rush in. And he's actually attacking Kimbo's base here. An aggressive base raid here from Dumais. And the 19th Panzer going to be shown with support here from a Italian armor division, possibly the 15th. Opening up the tank depot. He's wrecking Kimbo's tank depot before it's finished out of his base here. A brutal raid here, absolutely throwing a massive Italian wrench here into Kimbo's plans. A devious move here, and we got, I think, what looks to be the fort reinforcement ability, or the airborne reinforcement ability, which is definitely also way overdue, and will also like get nerfed here. But he's stretching north here, avoiding Dumais' main force here with it. But yeah, he almost got the medical station too. Hell of a push there by Dumais. Hell of a push. Panzer being there, caught laying down mines right outside here, Kimbo's base as well. And there you go, Bazooka teams slamming away there at the M1340 medium tank here, causing intense damage. Second M1340 also suffering heavy damage. Got the assault gunners moving forwards here. Quad mount there, pushing back the Basiri there. Quite crazy stuff here. Parators pushing forwards, Basiri they're almost wiping out. And we got anti-tank guns being dropped here in the midst of everything. It is utter chaos here, and it seems... the question now is, who will thrive the most in this chaos? Will it be Kimbo? Will it be Dumais? Who knows? But there you go. With everyone just getting free reinforcements here from above, which again, they do get. It's, again, one reason why this build is not liked. It becomes difficult like Dumais to engage, and something caught in all this really leaves in a bad place here. As for all intents and purposes, like, Kimbo's units become effectively, like, just indestructible. Like, the individual units dies, but the squads themselves can never die. So in a sense, like, you know, the old Persian immortals, like, you know, the guys themselves weren't immortals, but, like, you know, they'd always make sure there were replacements. North Yakutat close being knocked out here. The other one, though, is in a better condition here. Still... with this, Kimbo is able to put back here Dumais. He's now in need of some serious repairs. But he does need to, like, rebuild his tank depot and actually get it up this time around. But still, even that was a big win there for Dumais. So despite the other, like, setbacks here, like, Dumais, I think, is doing the best here with an otherwise awkward situation versus Kimbo. Lots of smoke here to make it harder for the Akrat to do anything here. Dumais advancing forwards here. Attacking up here, so he can get into Duke D to put more pressure on Kimbo's infantry. Entertaining being back here, and there you go. Second attempt at the tank depot there for Kimbo. There you go, M16 was the Akrat here. Taking a fair amount of damage in the M16, but also other sources of fire. Anti-tank drop into the base here. Can he get the M16? Bazooka fire there. Could. Oh dear, Dumais. He does deploy smoke. He has researched the survival package here for it, but it's not enough. And the Akrat completely combusts, leaving Dumais now with just one armored car here. 90th Panzer Division is starting to suffer some more intense losses. We've got the Stug 3D on the way here. You also have more Italian tanks on the field, of course. Well, not more, but the same too. And we got more airdrop stuff here for Kimbo. Tank depot halfway done. M16 being repaired. Pushing northward sea. Appear to occupy nearby buildings, making it hard here for Dumais rushing with his armor. There you go, soldiers being sent in. Could breach, could grenade assault. I'd probably just recommend breach. Oh, grenade assault here. I mean, we're getting the building all the way. But there you go, Parrots being pushed back. Stug D ready here to assist versus Kimbo's infantry. There you go, another airborne reinforcement ability activated here. Once more, another moment of grinding attrition here for Dumais to have to get his way through. Grabs on the point here. Akrat taking hits from the anti-tank guns. The both M1 guns are wreaking havoc here on Dumais forces. M6 moving north, got Parrots and the Pathfinders at the ready. Heading from the northern field over the Bessayeri there. And the far south here, Kimbo is also making progress. It is setback after setback now here for Dumais as Kimbo advances for freedom and democracy.
Our victory point is being neutralized by the enemy.
We'll have to see what Dumais is going to try and do to turn this around, but definitely needs to, like, launch some kind of, like, effective counterattack here versus Kimbo. He's also, like, lost pretty much almost all of his fuel points here. So the heat is on Dumais now. Far southeast, Duke D goes for the engineers in the south. Oh, machine gun and center from the gun there, ripping into the engineers here. These Pathfinders will only find, or engineers will only find a path to heaven, hell, I guess. North here, Pathfinders is the Bessayeri, but the Bessayeris are so unhealthy. Could also, like, at this point, just go for the remaining upgrades here to just make the Bessayeri better. I suppose you'd go for these two. We shall see. They're promoting us? Why? Anyways, pushing in over the Akrat and the M1340s. At the same time, Dumais launches a second assault here with the 250 half-tank, the Stug D and infantry. Two-pronged attack here, definitely a bit tricky to mention there. Gun M18 Hellcat out here for Kimbo. Stug D takes the hits. Half-tank combusts as paratroopers lighted on fire. 8 Hellcat goes here for the Stug D. Tanks and armored car falling back here. Meanwhile, Kimbo keeps up the pressure on Dumais. He's rushing for the northern victory point, knowing he needs to, like, slow down the bleed here, or Kimbo could very well rapidly bury him. Stug D, and we got these self-repairs research as well here for Dumais. At this point, we got these vehicle survival package, emergency repair kits, and I think nothing else. As for Kimbo, not much else there either. He's pushing northward sea, needing, of course, to keep pressure up on Dumais. Got the Akrat and the M1340 moving forwards. Pathfinder being forced close to the front line here. M1340 holding up, opening up the Pathfinders. And there you go, going for a flank here, charging in. Now with a total of 3 M1340s here. Kimbo's Hellcat is definitely in the hellish position. We got M-tanks here by opening up the other M1340s. We got the fort reinforcement again, or the airborne reinforcement. Once more, a brutally timed ability that makes it difficult for Dumais to push forwards. Because just, like, the cash and the infantry doesn't matter since they're just all for free. Definitely, again, an ability I expect to be severely nerfed in an upcoming patch. Though when we get it, I don't know. They have said there'll be some upcoming balance changes, but when we got some very vague in a few weeks. Entertain Nebingham and for the Stu D's. There we go. Bolstered Basiles and the Breda Modello 30, a light machine gun. M34 is falling back here. Stu D holding up. The advance here for Kimbo remains fairly solid. Busy with mines here, by the looks of it. At least attempting to lay down mines, so I imagine the plan is if Kimbo like pops over the wall, you know, other things will also pop off. Crashing through a nearby garage there. And things they're caught in a really bad spot. There you go, Dumais goes in there, attacking from both sides. A absolutely intense push here. Tanks are charging in, guns are blasting, Stu D's wrecking anti-tank and crews there. The Hellcat there is finding himself out-held by the M1340s as they wreck the lightly armored tank destroyer. As they're actually meant to rely mostly on the speed and the firepower. So there you go. Dumais is unleashing hell in the anti-tank. Some are still being recruited. We reinforced, the other one got cleared up. Paratroopers flying away here. We could see one of the M1340s getting wrecked here. Engineers taking losses, and there you go. The M1340 explodes. Stu D flying away there. He's trying to clear up the anti-tank in there, but the crew is proving to be incredibly obstinate. And there we go. Gets the crew. No survivors. An absolute brutal engagement. There you go. Now Kimbo's got his own tank up. The M4A1 Sherman medium tank. Dumais are forced to put back what he's got left of his armored forces for some repairs because they have definitely taken a beating. Meanwhile, Kimbo moving to least recruit some of these anti-tank guns here. Basieri pushing for the southern victory point here. Sherman, of course, is ready. More Basieri pushing him with the Breda Modello 30s. Quick is upgrading them more. Almost got the paratroopers there, but there's just too much interference here from the Sherman for Dumais to finish off those damnable paratroopers the way he wants to. Even tries with the grenade here, but sadly didn't quite work out for him. Tanks being fixed up here. Assault Grenadiers pushed into Pioneer work. And we got more airdrop stuff here by the looks of it from Kimbo. Or is it another fort reinforcement? The way it circles like a vulture tells us it is once more airborne reinforcement there. Tanks flying away there. Bessiere being rushed out. He's actually going for an ambulance now. I guess he just forgot about it because, again, the fight was so intense. But yeah, good choice there. Thumbs up. Sherman forts. Upgrade to the 76 Sherman, of course, increased penetration. Actual M1340s would have been absolutely outmatched by an Sherman with a 76mm gun, by the way. There we go. One M1340 that explodes. The turret flies off. Anti-tank and crew once more exploded there, though, by the Stu D's high explosive shells here. Basieri in hard trouble here versus the Sherman. Pathfinder's paratrooping force well here. Basieri are being ripped apart here. The casualties for Dumais infantry are intense. North here, Arctrat holding back again. Kimbo take, Dumais taking advantage of Kimbo's tends to like just focus on one sector of the map very hard to then sneak about in the north and grab points away there from Kimbo. Thumbs up, Sherman further forwards here, all watching as the paratroopers advance for freedom and democracy. So what will Dumais do here next versus Kimbo? So now that the 76 of Sherman is out, that one is quite the fearsome foe. Got the Altati versus the two paratrooper teams. In the end, there it is the arrival of a lot of Bessieri here that proved to be the crucial element for that engagement.
Our fuel point is being neutralized by the enemy.
M16 there still at ready, troop reinforcing healing otherwise. Sherman falling a bit back. Got the Pathfinder being pursued aggressively by Bessieri. Mines going off as well here. Northern big point ceased away from Kimbo. Good work there by Dumais in the south here. We got the Pathfinder being spotted here by the Sierra squad, of course, the Veteran T2 M1340. German, the nearby forces here. Dumais to pull back his remaining Italian tank for now. We got Martyrs on the way here. Faced with the power of the Central Sherman here, Dumais goes for the Martyr, which, by the way, I believe also benefits from Pact of Steel, making it, like, really cheap. Again, I suspect this one's gonna get nerfed too. At least made a bit harder to go for. Because that's like, even like 15% like cost reduction stuff like that is very good. But anyways, Stuke D, M1340 was the Sherman. Stuke D definitely not favored in that in-game. Plus the 210 T definitely make things tougher. Smoke deployed. Up north, the M1640. I'm 16. I'm just so used to the Italian tanks as well there. I just for some reason added 40 to that one. Damn it. Arclight rushing in here. Wants to take out that M16 here. He wants that half-track kaput. And he goes for it. Crashing through here. Another storage warehouse here. Utterly ruined. And he does get the M16 there. The anti-aircraft half-track is finally nothing but a hunk of scrap metal. Let's see what Kimbo will do next here versus Dumais. North, though, the Arclight Fina is an absolute monstrosity against the American teams, particularly the Pathfinders. May as well just be mice before a very, very well-trained kitty cat. Ambulance stamp, we moved a bit forward here. I think by accident we got the Marder 3 ready. The early model Marder, there was actually a total of 3 Marder 3s. This was the early model equipped actually a converted Soviet gun that is rechambered, I think, for German ammunition. Fun fact. Later models would use the Pak 40 though. Got the Sherman there pushed back. Got the Bessieres being hammered here by the Sherman. Far up north here, Arclight spotted by the Bazooka teams. And Migani tank up north here. Looks like it's going to go for another aggressive maneuver here versus Kimbo here, attacking from both sides. Paratroops there. Oh, they get the Marder. A huge blow here. Again, the antennas, they don't be a huge problem here. Stuke D pushing back the paratroopers up north. The 10 tanks moving in. We got a fresh one out as well there for Dumais, assisting the Arclight, but the Arclight is having trouble here with the Bazooka team. Sherman forwards here, boldly so with the Marder gone. Dumais is forced to abandon this on the victory point here in the face of Kimbo.
Acknowledged. Enemy is down to 200.
Turn points left for Kimbo. We got more air stuff here for Kimbo. So we got a second Sherman. Things are about to get significantly more uncomfortable for Dumais with 2 76 Shermans out in the field here. That is really bad news for both infantry and armor. Stuke out, bouncing M1 shots there. Smoke deployed here by the assault grenadiers, but we've got 2 Shermans now. And in fact may not be aware of it because that smoke might have popped right before sword, I don't know. But the assault is definitely in trouble here versus the 2 Shermans. One already vetted, one in fact closing in a vetted 2. Season the sun, the film with the Bessieres. And that's 2 Shermans here, and just Dumais has basically got 2 Italian tanks versus 2 76 Shermans. Arclight there narrowly survives. Some incredible luck there for Dumais and the German army here. Incredible luck. Stuke D firing away there. And did that got shot down? Oh. He's got pushed back, but there you go in the south. Bessieres around it. What will Dumais go for next? More 10 tanks will try for Marders again. It's hard to say here. Got the Italian tank, they're moving in halfway to Vetsny feet. Explosions, casualties of the Stuke D doing what it does best, which is destroy. Grenades off here, ripping through the paratroopers there. Italian M1340 rushing into the bazooka fire and the anti-tank guns. Good chance of losing here. The Italian tank, if it's not careful, there you go. Does survive with a tiny sliver of health here. The Fortune Dumais continues to hold out well here, despite some rather bad luck. And there goes moving up the Stuke D. And the Bessieres get ripped apart here. The Stuke D somehow survives though. Some intense luck here for Dumais. Intense luck. But also just a smart move to just quickly make a sharp turn and then pull back that direction to make it harder for the anti-tank to exactly predict where it was moving. Another Marder out here for Dumais. Shermans they're being fixed up. Forcing healing. At this point, this engagement is just not really working out for Dumais. It's a meat grind. I think again he's like pulling northwards and trying to like drag Kimbo into like engagement. And then like he's clearly much more comfortable here than he is up in the north. So I think the smarter move here for Dumais, we can see, he is to try and draw Kimbo out of his safe zone there, screaming and kicking maybe, but he needs to drag him into the north end. They need to like beat him silly. Another M1340 here. Tank battles are only growing in size here. And looks like fresh air reconnaissance or air reinforcement there from Kimbo. Parking spot here by the Italian tanks routed here. Apparently being part of the Bersaglieri, Veteran C2. Sherman's on the move here. Does he have a third one on the way? Any Hellcats maybe? I don't know. Got the infantry forward, but we can see there Kimbo has been pushed northwards here, and that forces him out of the comfort zone. It also forces like attack through these choke points if he does that, which makes it easier, I think, for Dumais to deal with him. And one way to get around that is to try and take the longer route around here and try and hit a Dumais from an angle he doesn't expect. But clearly, Kimbo just was straight in. There go Marder M34 delivering through one of the Shermans here, causing intense damage to the Sherman tank here. Almost got it. There it goes. Sherman down. Sherman down. We got the Stug decharging in the anti-tanks. We got them still setting up here, though. So there's more time to get shots in. Almost got one. The anti-tank. See Sherman being charged by the M1340. There we go. Stug D down. Bazooka fire here rushing in as well there. Marder pushing in. Sherman almost going knocked down here to the M1340. There you go. Got it. Assault gun is going hard in, but they can't clear out the anti-tank guns because of the airborne reinforcement. Grenade assault. Still not enough. M1340 then knocked out here. It's an absolute slaughter here. The casualties are piling up. The tank wreckages are certainly not letting up either here. Another M1340 down here. Dumais' losses are absolutely cruel. He's down to just like one Italian tank, the Marder, the Actrad, and some assault grenades. Everything else is gone. Meanwhile, Kimbo still has several Pathfinders. Also multiple engineers, like... Still, he got rid of the Shermans, I suppose, but the odds are definitely, not quite looking in Dumais' way in some ways.
This piece of shit won't fix itself, you know?
I'm not going to say anything about that line. I could, but I won't. And for those who didn't heard it, this piece of shit won't fix itself. Just in case. Another Sherman out here for Kimbo. Another headache for Dumais. Another M1340. Got the Purging in there. Got at ace level there. Playing like this M1340 here, though. Got the infantry up the south here. Sneaking up here to get behind. I think Kimbo's flanked the Sherman there from an angle he wasn't ready for. Arkad's going in there. I think he's using the spade here for Kimbo. And there you go. M13 rushing in. Firing its armor-piercing rounds here against the Sherman. There you go. Double anti-tank attack causing intense damage to the M1340 here. Good chance Dumais will lose his Italian tank. And there you go. Down it goes. Meanwhile, up north here, Pathfinder shot with the Arkad and the M1340 here. Pathfinder's holding up. Falling back here. Flash wave troops here from Kimbo. So he's gone for sniper now. Which is a bit interesting considering like Dumais like only has the assault grenadiers. Like the snipers. Yeah, it doesn't really make sense. It makes more sense like go for like a paratrooper team with bazookas or just a regular bazooka team here than to go for the sniper, honestly. I'm guessing Kimbo is not quite aware of the current state of like Dumais' forces. Oh, gotta be on the assault grenadiers. Oh, it's actually a Breda Modelo 30. There you go, caught here with the Sherman rushing force for freedom and democracy, tearing into them. There we go, good shot from the Marder on the Sherman. We have the tungsten. Meanwhile, here we got the Archard going for deep flank here against Kimbo. Rushing up behind the Sherman here, ripping through the engineers, repairing it. Oh, could get some wipes in here, Kimbo. Yes. Oh, he wiped both engineer squads. Although, thanks to the Airborne reinforcements, at least looks like one of them got replaced there. Looks like one could not be saved from that. Paratroopers are being hammered here by the Stug D. M30 being hunted down here though, but this paratroopers are taking some heavy losses. We got the Arctic wing as well. The assault gunneers moving in too. Could cost me, the paratroopers not careful. Arctic there almost knocked out, but escapes once more. Stug D just shrugging off those shots from the M1 anti-tank guns. And we got the Sherman though pushing in.
Keep your distance.
Great hit from the Marder. Veterans won on that one now. Very good.
Italian M1340 incoming.
And another M1340. Quite a few Italian tanks been deployed here, and we got another Sherman for Kimbo. Honestly, at this point, considering like just how little infantry Dumais has, I think it made more sense for Kimbo to just go for a lot of M18 Hellcats because, you know, high rate of fire, high damage, good speed, but probably more useful in just larger numbers here against Dumais, you know, large vehicle fleet here, armor fleet. Ooh, white fuss around in M1340. We've got the Arcade rushing in it, outmaneuering the anti-tanks. There's Stu D charging it as well here. Oh dear, looks like we got to see an M34 go down. Yes, got it. The Suka team's moving up as well here. And there you go. Sherman down. Marder there. Struck it down like Wrath of God itself. I don't know. Anti-tank crews died out. Again, engineers being slaughtered. It's an absolute graveyard here.
We have vehicles available in reserve.
Pathfinders here. There's the Arcade and the Vets. And the Karamato trying to hide, but looks like they can't hide. Stugdimi Mal keeping the Americans off the anti-tank guns in the most explosive of manners. And the snipers just like, you know, what am I supposed to do? You know, like not really a lot of infantry fighting. We actually got a Bazzieri squad out there for Dumais. Perhaps out of pity for Kimbo's sniper. I don't know. Probably not though. Probably not. Sneaking from Northern Victory Point here, we got 180 versus 162. Another airdrop anti-tank in here though for Kimbo. Now the others of course have been lost. Sniper. Still not really achieving much. Archart, Stug D being forced back. Up north here, we got the M1340 backed up with Bazzieri here, routing the Pathfinder swiftly and mercilessly. Honestly, at this point, he really should consider like rapid advance as well, just to allow his, you know, large fleet to just grab points, but also move faster here. Could have perhaps even benefited from a bit earlier, but you know, details. Stug D there continues to be a menace there to infantry, and the sniper continues to be of little use. Good shot from the Marder, right through the Sherman's armor there. Kim finds himself with his back against the wall here. Dumais looking pretty difficult now for Kimbo to deal with unless Kimbo like pulls off a really brilliant maneuver against Dumais. Pads being slammed into the ground here. Got more anti-tanks being airdropped here by the looks of it. Stug D there firing with a machine gun. Probing here the base of Kimbo. And we got the Bazzieri heading for the Northern Victory from 167 versus 150. And that one out swiftly. Another Marder here for Dumais. Another Marder. He is taking no chances with the Kimbo and his Shermans. And there you go. We do have the rapid advantage now. The Artgard, Stug D and other tanks here can actually grab points. Plus they move faster. Meanwhile, Kimbo actually making a swing from the north here. Perhaps looking to outmaneuver Dumais, but pretty difficult to outmaneuver as mobile forces this unless Dumais gets lazy. Rush north here, being caught at the Pathfinder and the Sherman, charging in for freedom. Dumais' Bessieri are quickly shown of the way. Back home. Meanwhile, Perhaps being caught here with the Achtrad again. Ace level Achtrad is just ripping apart here. Kimbo's men, 56 kills. Still not as much as that sniper from yesterday, but you know, that's like pretty damn impressive too. Get the medical station finally there. Back to wrecking here Kimbo's base. Entertaining their finally at the Stug D. Yeah, Kimbo's odds are looking increasingly bleak here. His options are looking fairly limited here versus Dumais.
The enemy has 100 points remaining, Commandant. We're losing grasp of a munitions point.
167, 97. Going to grab northern victory point. Very good. Stug D has just left to its own devices in the south. Seems a bit risky for Dumais, but again, might be somewhere supposed to try and bait Kimbo into like a push here and then sort of slam into him from another angle he doesn't expect. Up north here, we got the Octo going for the Pathfinders there. Just grabbing now most of the map with his large vehicular force. And of course, we got the Martyrs ready to respond to like any attempt by Kimbo's Shermans to get cheeky there. There's your squad here being caught a bit of a crossfire there. Got the Stugs though, we got the Martyr on the move here. 72 left here. And tank crew, they're wiped out. Looking with the tank here and the Achtrad. And tank crew cleared out. And tank crew's about to get wiped out here. Sherman close to getting knocked out by the Martyrs. Sniper there, caught by the Achtrad. And tanks well, they're going for the Sherman. Now they're fitting 40 out here. And there we go, GG, game over. A win here for Dumais, a loss for Kimbo, an absolutely brutal match here on Taranto Coastline with certainly two of the most busted battle groups at the moment. Airborne and Italian combined arms, and again I expect both of them to get, you know, rather aggressively nerfed in the future. The question is just a matter of when. But until then, a really exciting match here between two good players, absolutely going toe-to-toe with each other, and just in the end the Dumais I think won through just partly just better maneuverability here. Kimbo at times got just reliant on the raw force, whereas Dumais I think sharply was able to like outmaneuver Kimbo, see through his maneuvers and just keep punching away there. So well played there by Dumais, an absolutely enthralling match. So I hope you enjoyed it, hope you learned something from it. If you did, subscribe, like, share, comment, consider donating your pledge on Patreon. To support the Propagandacaster is worth it. Links in the description. Or if you haven't bought company's fee, you can do so in the comments using the code CoH3 there. So thank you all for joining in, and see you all tomorrow for another episode. Bye.